Tinsley sends it to the outside. He can't get there. Kevin King is going to win the Bar Bissell FTF Cup Series.
To the lead. Bond gets wrecked in front of the pack. He saves it. 3-4 wide as they come to the white flag.
Here comes Vargas down on the 8th. They are 5 wide. Ian Plash will win it at the line. Is this package? Oh, there goes Jordan Lopez Jr. That's your race leader. Caution flag is out.
Still no one willing to give up as they're going to be dead even off of the first chicane.
Oh, he saves it. What's going to happen here? Here comes the canvas. Oh, get your front gear. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Get there. No. Canvas is going to win.
Round 19 of the WINSTEL Gen 4 Challenge brings us to the Richmond Raceway for what will be a 100-lap feature here tonight from Richmond, Virginia. Hi, I am Caleb Hoffman, and you're watching FTF.GG, the WINSTEL Gen 4 Challenge. Alongside me, Joshua Mendoza. We've got Zach Johnson in the production trailer, as always. And Josh, again, round 19 here tonight. This is going to be a fun one from Richmond.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast here. Short track here. Lots of bumper potential. We've seen a lot of tempers flare at this track in the past. And it is a short track, but I feel like it's one of the few short tracks where we could also see a lot of long runs, Caleb.
Absolutely. And before we get started here, going to look at the starting lineup first and foremost. And you can see that number 29 machine on the front row, Jose Solis Jr., been so good all season long. Alex Kolnick's going to line up to his outside. Row number 1, Dalen Roberts in that number 8 machine, going to start on the inside of row number 2 from the 3rd position. And Gabriel Maruccio to his outside in the number 40. Jacob Bradley is in the number 60 Haas machine tonight on the inside of row 3, and Emily Howe will start to his outside.
And starting behind them is Chris Champeau as well as Parker Alexander. Christian Budd, Nicholas Doucette is going to round out row number 5. Kyle Benson and Sean Peleg, row number 6. And then following behind them, it's going to be row number 7. Caleb.
And we'll let everybody scroll on here as the lights are out on the pace car, and you can see some notable names. Row 9, you got Tyler Head, Ryan Doucette right before him as well. Row 10, row 11, row 12. All in all, going to be a field of 36 cars starting here tonight. Brandon Cruz Monsivice, one of our points front runners in row 14 you saw there. Rounding out the field there, Hayden Repas in the 36th position. Pace car is off. 2003 Chevy Rock and Roll 400 is underway from Richmond.
Side by side through turn number 1. We got 100 laps on the board today. Working on lap number 1 as they go side by side. It still looks like we're on the pace laps on the middle of the backstretch.
Ryan Doucette already been given an EOL penalty for blinking as they come to complete lap number 1. Jose Solis going to hold off Alex Kolnick, who's going to dive down to the inside. You see 2 cars that started from the pit lane. One of those being Alex Bates and TJ Crampton as well. They're going to get driven right by. Alex Kolnick's looking by for the inside. Can't quite get there. Jose Solis going to retain this lead.
Little single file action for the front 4. Now make it the front 5 side by side action right now for that 6th position as they go into turn number 1. Got a couple of lines already starting to form. 1 car up high.
And this is a fun battle right here. And see side by side. Really tough to drive this racetrack, and Jacob Bradley trying to get to the inside. He is to the inside of Parker Alexander, but then Alexander just going to drive away just enough on that front stretch. Gets to that, almost to that rear bumper of Emily Howe.
Yeah, we saw a couple of drivers experimenting with a little bit of a higher line, including our leader, Jose Solis, who went all the way to that 3rd lane in turn number 1 last time by. It looks like he did not like how that acted and took back the bottom lane. That's something that we'll see people experimenting throughout this race.
For sure, and definitely one of the most unique short tracks you're going to find on the schedule. Didn't get a chance to touch on it, but just for at Richmond, not a lot of banking. I mean, you can see there still is a fair amount, but definitely not what you're used to when you come to a short track like this, especially compared to like a Bristol or even maybe like a Dover or something like that.
Yeah, plus it's got a really gritty surface. It eats through tires. Not a lot of banking to help keep that tire wear down, so there's a lot of lateral grip being asked of these tires. That's something we'll keep an eye on. People gonna have a little bit of fall off throughout the run here.
Fuel limit at 70%, and that fuel strategy is going to be a big question coming in here to tonight. Jose Solis all the way up against the wall once again. Definitely an unorthodox line for this number 29 machine at the moment, who is just outpacing everybody right now. Going to get back down to that inside. We'll see if he does it again here in turn 1. Stay on him for a second. But, I mean, Solis here. Let's see, into turn number 1.
Yeah, it goes all the way
going to stay in this outside lane.
That's fourth lane there. I mean, that's really interesting. I don't very often see people go to that lane there, and it gives him a good drive off of the corner. It's like he goes up high and he's able to cut down and immediately get to the throttle a lot quicker.
Yeah, very interesting for sure. And you can see this battle starting to heat up. Oh, Alex Kolnick's going to tag the outside wall just a little bit. That's going to open the door now for Dylan Roberts. Down to the inside, the number 8 machine trying to stay with Kolnick, who might have a slight bit of damage now, but Kolnick's going to drive past him on the straightaway. Roberts going to get this advantage once again in the corner here at the action track.
I can barely tell. I don't know if there's any damage to be on that right front. Can't really tell from here, sitting up high at this angle. But yeah, there might be a little bit of damage. That's going to make his car a little bit slower, but this track isn't super fast, so aerodynamics aren't going to play as big of a role as we've seen at other tracks.
See right here, battle again has been heating up for a while now, but maybe even opens the door for Gabriel Maruscio to start making up time, maybe even Emily Howe.
Yeah, looking at these close shots right there, it looks like his car is okay, but he's still going to lose the spot to the 8 car.
And a good move there from Dylan Roberts. Again, looking around the racetrack right now, lap times have already started to fall off about 3 or 4 tenths in the 12 laps that we have been green flag racing, and shows you, like you said, just how gritty this track surface is, how much it can just eat at these tires all night long.
Feel like you gotta go to one of those car graphics, grab a cheese grater, and just start working on a tire to explain it. That's what this track surface is like. It's like driving on a cheese grater. It's just gonna eat that rubber away each and every single time you go through a corner and put that lateral grip on it.
Alex Kolnick's now going to lose the 3rd position to Gabriel Maruscio, who gets passed for the 3rd position. Kolnick's now briefly was under attack by Emily Howe in that number 15, but she cannot get to him there. Try to rebound again on this straightaway.
Looking right now at the timing chart, it looks like Jose Solis may be one of the fastest cars on track right now. He's setting about 22.8 flats, and he's just slowly building up his lead. Just over a second right now. We'll keep an eye and see if he's using up his tires early or if he's still managing to gather that lead while keeping his tires together.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting group right here. These 4 cars, kind of the first group like this on the racetrack. Christian Budd down to the inside of Sean Pellig, who was just coming off the summer break with a win at Darlington a few weeks ago. Going to go on board with Kyle Benson. To his inside, that's Tyler Head, your championship points leader. And Tyler's going to have to make up some ground here for sure, because 2nd place in points right now, leading the race and is setting the pace for it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to make up some time. He's currently in the 13th position, just slightly ahead now, 12th, but battling to keep that 12th position off corner exit. Going to slide up here. 38's going to battle on that outside and not quite able to get there. Actually, he's going to get into the wall there. That's going to give the opportunity to Tyler Head to get that position.
Down to the inside of Christian Budd for just a second. Kyle Benson going to get that run. Austin Reedy here as well, and then that number 90 AOL machine. Pyrus Racing machine of Tyler Head still trying to work on Kyle Benson. I think he's going to have the advantage here. Benson's going to try to outbrake him. And actually, he's doing a fantastic job here on this outside lane. Just don't know if it's going to be any match. He's going to try to hold on the outside.
Right now, we're looking at this battle, but it's going to go ahead and simmer down. But right now, P4 is up for grabs. We got Alex Kolonix and Emily Howe side by side down the front stretch. Alex Kolonix is just battling that machine just to keep it together. He's going to lose the position and go back to 5th.
Kolonix there has been kind of in a free fall after running second, tagging that wall, and has not been able to get it back.
Kolonix continues to fall back. He's been having a bit of a tough start to this race. Started in 2nd place, already falling back to 5th, but we see a big battle right now. Several cars involved.
And this is all the way back about the 15th position, around there. Christina Ryan, she's trying to get by Greg Lautenschlager on the outside. And that's 4 cars. She's had good pace so far. Around Brennan McGee here as well in this group. Evan Locke, Thomas Lewandowski. All these guys really have speed, just kind of been stuck back here at a track that is pretty tough to pass at.
Yeah, it's difficult to pass, but one of the best ways to pass is to go fast. You got to go slow, Caleb, is what they say. And that's all about conserving tire over the course of the run. If you can conserve that tire, go a little bit slower, don't overcook it, you might be able to make up that pass just pure grip over the course of a long run.
And we'll see how this works for Christina Ryan, as she has been trying this outside lane for the past few laps. And to no avail so far. She gets this momentum right off the corner, you see with onboard Brennan McGee here. Almost clear of that number 7 machine of Lautenschlager, but then Lautenschlager is just able to drive it in underneath her. And right now, I'm going to keep it there for right now.
Last time through 3 and 4, Jose Solis went all the way to the high side, rode the complete outside of the track. Just something we're going to keep our eye on is that shifting track and see where these guys go on the track. We see 3 wide right now. Brennan McGee on the inside is going to back out of it here, though.
Smart move there from McGee, who's, I think, just trying to hang on at this point. Christina Ryan, she's going to get a run. Thought she might have had an opportunity to pull down in front of Lautenschlager there, but couldn't quite do it. Now down the front stretch, she'll get another opportunity. Maybe no. Number 7's going to hold strong on the inside here.
That's got to be frustrating if you feel like you got the faster car, but the car ahead is continuing to put you in a compromising position, forcing you to run the unpreferred lane. That's going to be frustrating, because not only does that hold you up, it also burns your tires off because you're not in the rubbered in lane. A little bit of contact ahead of him. Looks like that was going to be between Benson and the 83 of Jonathan Hernandez. They're going to get it sorted, but they're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. Looks like the 5 car might be a little bit broken or having some sort of issues.
That's Ali Osman. Interesting look there is Kyle Benson tagged the wall and forced everybody to make evasive maneuvers, kind of got him bent out of shape. Osman now to the inside. And Kyle Benson trying to hold his own right now. Same thing we've seen all night. Barely gets that run, is just able to retain that track position. In the corner is going to lose it, but able to drive right on by. Osman is holding on strong, though, on that inside.
Yeah, it looks like Osman's going to be able to go ahead and get that position through 1 and 2. They just going to work on going forward. If you notice, there's just so much of a gap that gets built up ahead of you when you're racing side by side like that. You can't get good fast lap times out of it. So once you go single file, it's almost more beneficial to the group to try and let it go single file so you guys can catch back up to the next double file racing and keep yourself in contention for more positions.
Gonna look up on ahead real quickly. Alex Kolonix, who has continued to be just on a free fall, basically, now under attack for the 5th position. Parker Alexander, big wiggle out of turn number 4. That's gonna give Kolonix the room he needed to get to the outside. And we thought Parker Alexander was gonna have it there for a second. Caution flag on the racetrack, though. I believe it is TJ Crampton off the pace in turn number 4. Is
Craig Lautenschlager, I think, is actually... We were watching that incident earlier, or those cars that he was racing around earlier. Wonder if they finally got tired of that whole situation.
Do have a claim in chat from Brennan McGee, and you'll see why right here. Again, this group that we were watching, and Brennan McGee trying to make his arc for the corner and just turns the 7. Craig Laudenschlager.
Yeah, Craig caught the wall right before that. That kind of awkwardly slowed that vehicle down. And he might have just been paying attention to try and hit his corner and accidentally caught the rear end of Craig's car.
Pretty cut and dry there, and puts us under our first caution of the night. Everybody's going to now take this opportunity to go to the pit lane, and got to imagine 4 tires and fuel is going to be the call here.
Yeah, 4 tires and fuel. These cars are screaming for new tires. It's a pretty easy call. I can tell you right now, Alex Kalonix is probably one of the happiest people that caution did come out. He was losing time left, right, and center.
No surprises so far. Gabriel Maruscio going to be that first car off the pit lane, though. Diesel Roberts going to come off in formation. Maybe a gutsy call here for Maruscio.
Yeah, it looks like he just got 2 right side tires, and immediately is going to run out. So that'll put him, I believe, in the lead. Yes, he will cycle to be the leader here. I don't know, Caleb. What do you think of this call?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting here for sure. Just got to see how Maruscio holds up on this restart. Indeed, just 2 tires on that stop. And he's going to be the control car as we have the single file restarts. Right now, only 2 cars running a lap down. That would be Ken Huff, who is currently stopped on the pit lane in the number 31. And then Alex Bates, who is pacing along right now. So maybe if you can use those cars as a pick and build a buffer back, but Jose Solis has been so strong here tonight. I just don't know about the 2-tire call this early.
Yeah, I think that's this may be a Hail Mary call to just try and maintain track position and focus on avoiding losing too much blood on a hemorrhage here or track position, just because it's when you're in this position, you know you're going to lose track position. But it's more of a gamble of, do I lose more track position than I had previously, or will the caution come out and save me, and or will we get to that green flag pit cycle before I get to the point where I was previously running? We'll see where that's at. I'll go back and figure out where he was running at the time of caution, and we'll kind of keep an eye and see if this pays off for him or if it ends up not. And he was running 3rd position. I don't agree with this call at all.
And we've seen Maruscio has speed, but don't know if it quite compares to the number 29 machine from what we've seen today. Keep in mind, coming into tonight, Gabriel Maruscio 7th in points, so still fighting for a lot here. Tyler Head, again, we mentioned, was the points leader. We're trying to touch on him last run, but he was successfully able to work his way into the top 10 on that last green flag run here, coming to the restart, which will be on lap 36 of 100.
Maruscio, his fastest lap time is 0.2 of a second slower than Jose Solis's fastest lap time, so that's going to be a difficult car to hold off behind.
Just going to have to wait and see here in single file restarts here in the WINSTEL Gen 4 Challenge. You see Ken Huff 1 lap down, going to try to fight to get his lap back here. We're going to have to wait and see, though. Green flag back in the air from Richmond Raceway. Jose Solis looking to the outside already.
Oh, he goes all the way to that extreme outside lane, trying to gather the momentum. Going to fight on that outside lane here, and he is going to have a head of steam as we go into turn number 3.
Jose Solis looking to try to get around Gabriel Maruscio and retake the lead. And look at those tires for the number 29 machine. He carves himself down to the inside underneath Maruscio. Maruscio trying to use this late apex. Hold that momentum on the outside, and he's going to get it right here. Now Dylan Roberts is going to try to attack Solis for the 2nd position. They're still side by side for the lead in turns 3 and 4. Exiting 4 now. Solis gets a great drive off the corner. That time by will lead the lap.
Yeah, Jose Solis should be able to close off of corner exit here. I don't think Maruscio is going to be able to fight on that outside. Solis is going to be conservative. Give him that outside lane instead of trying to close it off. No sense in trying to wreck yourself early on. But Jose Solis is going to be able to maintain the lead off of turn number 3.
Elise's tires already the oldest tires in the field and trying to work that outside lane. Not working too well for him right now. Not only is he under attack from Solis, here comes Dylan Roberts, who's successfully able to get around him. Emily, how she's looking to try to get into the top 3 now with this one.
Yeah, at this point, he needs to maintain that position. Cannot lose any more spots or this whole gamble won't pay off. And as it stands right now, he's under threat to lose 3rd position, and he's going to lose it and then some as we see Kolonix come in and try and take 4th away.
Al looking to the inside still. She's trying to work that bottom lane to get around this number 40. Alex Kolonix as well worked his way back up, trying to break into the top 4. Down to the inside of Mauricio, and Kolonix, a big wiggle, hits the apron there. Thought he was going to go around, but somehow saves it. And is still in this battle. Has to get out of the throttle as Emily Howe checks up just a little bit right in front of him. This is a fun battle on the racetrack, all for P3.
Yeah, right now it looks like that 32 machine is going to work underneath of Mauricio. Not able to get there. Mauricio is going to be able to battle off corner exit 15 of Emily Howe is still not able to clear. Going to be able to do it here, and it gets a little bit tight behind them as we see a massive battle right now for it looks like a top 5 position starting to form up.
Parker Alexander trying to hold on to 6th here, under attack from Chris Champeau, Nicholas Doucette, as that battle in front of him fades out for the time being. Big move here from Doucette on the outside lane, trying to make it work. Guess who's behind him, though? Tyler Head, we mentioned, had broken his way into the top 10. Now trying to make some noise even further up in the running order. This whole group right now, all sorts of battles going on around Richmond.
It's impressive by Tyler Head, up 9 positions, started in 18th, already working his way forward. And he is making up as much ground as he needs to. 44 laps down here, working on lap number 45. And he is continuing to go forward, already up to the 8th position.
And I mean, this race is just flying on by. As you mentioned, lap 45, 6 laps from now, we will be halfway in this one. And guess what? We have been racing for 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to go by quickly here, Richmond. It's a washing machine on a rinse or the spin cycle. It just goes by so quick. And before you know it, your clothes will be ready, Caleb.
Indeed, will be done quicker than you think. And look right here, 2 more battles. We're starting to develop. Parker Alexander to the inside of Mauricio has been fighting, stay inside this top 5. Got passed by Howe, got passed by Kolonix, and now Parker Alexander trying to add his name to that list. He's got Nicholas Doucette and Tyler Head right behind. 1 car off the pace. That's TJ Crampton, we mentioned a little bit earlier, was off the pace, has a little bit of damage. Still chugging along as we cross the line to complete lap 47. Parker Alexander will move himself now into the top 5. Gabriel Mauricio going to try to get it back here on the outside, though.
Yeah, working on that outside lane, just trying to prevent losing any more positions. It isn't as bad as I thought it might be, but that could be up to the pace of the driver. If someone else were to make this maneuver, they might be falling back a lot quicker. Still, not a great call. I'm not sure that this one's going to pay off in the end.
And you can see just an absolute freight train right now, and in an interesting position right now here at Richmond. Obviously, as we are in the midst of our 2003 season, no playoffs or anything like that, so consistency is really the key. And just hard to see myself giving up track position like that when you're in 3rd, making a gamble. At best, you're going to gain 2 spots out of it, and at worst, you're going to see what's happening here, where you're just getting freight trained by the field on a long green flag run.
Yeah, he's going to continue to bleed out positions as the 1 car goes ahead and closes off that position ahead of him. And he is already getting battled on the inside by Nicholas Doucette. Nicholas is just trying to get to that 6th position, looking for top 5.
And right now, I think Mauricio is trying to survive. And it's nice not having playoffs like most other places here in WINSTEL, because you don't see that same chaos level, I guess. Lots of respectful racing, lots of guys that are just driving with their head on their shoulders, clean racing going on around the track. You get really these good, hard battles that we've seen around the racetrack. Lots of give and take, but still guys that are trying to move on up, as you see with Nicholas Doucette down to the inside. Gabriel Mauricio here, that's for the 6th position. And number 24 tries to slide up in front of Mauricio, just cannot do it. Maybe here. No, 40's going to get that run on the outside.
We'll see if Gabriel's been able to save any of those tires as he starts to continue to fall backwards. But right directly behind him, Tyler Head, as you mentioned earlier, working his way forward. He could have an opportunity to potentially get 2 spots here, as the car might have just disappeared ahead of them. Oh, no, there he is. That's the one car working back. Might have some internet issues. We'll keep an eye on that, see if he is able to stay in and not lose any positions. That's Parker Alexander.
Doucette with a big slide on the inside of Mauricio, and once again here, you can see the 24 is starting to really struggle with that handling on the bottom, and around the racetrack seeing lots of cars right now, or at least 2 up front, and Jose Solis and Emily Howe, who are using that outside lane. Wonder if the cars are just kind of naturally arcing a little better by using that high lane a little later apex in the corners.
It's interesting that we were only seeing like 1 or 2 drivers using that high lane, but they're all in the front. And that's just really interesting. I feel like more people would want to start taking that lane as they see that the leaders are doing it, but it seems like not much. Oh my goodness, the 24 almost loses it off of corner exit, and that's going to allow the 17 of Christian Budd to make his way around on the outside.
Big checkup on the outside right now. Nicholas Doucette trying to slide his way in. Chris Champeau going to tag the wall just slightly in that number 2 Blue Deuce machine. Doucette washing up just a little bit on the high side, comes close to making contact with that 2 car. Going into turn number 3, you can really see a lot of people starting to fan out right now. Alex Connick's mimicking that line that Emily Howe's running in front of him. Tyler Head trying to use that momentum as well. Successfully going to be able to get around Christian Budd right there at the bottom of your screen. Look at this, really starting to fan out, seeing 2, almost even 3 wide at points here at Richmond.
Hey Caleb, do you think they're listening to the broadcast? Because as soon as I mentioned it, I feel like everyone started to shift up towards the top of the track. That's quite funny that it seems like at a moment's notice, the light switch was clicked and everyone started shifting up high.
Austin Reedy going to tag the wall big time in turn number 1. Looking around the racetrack right now, I mean, this is about as heated as it gets. Sean Peleg trying to move up into the top 10 for the first time today. Your Southern 500 winner the last time we raced here in WINSTEL, just coming off about a month break here in what will be a sprint to the championship in just over a month.
Ooh.
Oh, and Chris Champeau, Austin Reedy's going to make contact. Champeau in that number 2 car, a fantastic save. That's going to open the door for Sean Peleg to get to that outside, break his way now into the top 10.
What an incredible save by Chris Champeau to keep that car together. He's going to lose positions here, but he's going to lose a lot less than if he spun. That was an incredible save by the 2 car.
And going to happen at a track like Richmond when you're trying to work out 2, 3 wide at points. Absolutely crazy racing going on, and usually you don't really see why they call it the action track, but we've seen a multitude of reasons here tonight so far.
It's going to thin out that front 5, and it's going to leave Tyler Head and Christian Budd being the ones that are battling for 6th position, and Christian Budd's going to go ahead and outdo. But right now we're keeping an eye on Austin Reedy as well as Steve Gunther as they work to try to battle for the 13th position here.
Gautier trying to get to that inside and just can't quite do it in the number 22 machine. Austin Reedy, after making that contact with Champeau, excuse me, maybe taking it a little easier than normal. That 22 car, though, struggling with the handling. Gautier, as they get into turns 3 and 4, maybe even opens the door for Thomas Lewandowski to get in this battle as well.
Yeah, Austin Reedy is now trying to work to the inside of Champeau. We'll see if Champeau's gonna make it difficult for Reedy. You want to get past him because you know his tires are probably spent from that half spin and you know he's going to be slower over the long run, but you also want to be respectful that you almost just ended his race. It's kind of a give and take situation here. See how much he's willing to give and how much he's willing to take.
Lots of drivers here just trying to hold on this green flag run and haven't really pushed the fuel limit all that much. Looking around the field right now, about 33 laps into it, which would be just about tied for the longest run that we've seen today. I haven't seen many push it past this under green flag conditions.
Reedy goes
around the race.
He spins, and that's a caution. Oh boy.
Well, mentioned that we hadn't quite seen past 35 laps or so, and right on the dot, our second caution of the night, as you mentioned, Austin Reedy, spinner, after making maybe some slight contact with Champeau here. A little bit of a role reversal, what we saw a few laps ago.
Yeah, and it's gonna leave you wondering, was that intentional?
I don't know, maybe a little less give there from Champeau, but didn't look like anything intentional there. Just get too close, and Gen 4 cars, especially with how low the front end of the car is, with how high the rear end of the car is off the ground, it can really make contact like that. Not terminal, but
difficult
put you
to
in
recover.
a good spot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either way. Once again, second verse, same as the first for the most part. Everybody coming off the pit lane. Alex Kolonix came in 5th and now trying to gamble here. 2 tires for that number 32 machine. We saw how it worked out for Mauricio. Maybe Kolonix trying to flip the script here. Tyler Head as well, 2-tire stop. That is interesting for sure, as Jose Solis will fall back to the 4th position. We had 1 car stay out, and it is Philip Snipes who has taken the lead here. Thomas Lewandowski after that has disconnected, will be done for the night here on lap 69.
Curious to see if Philip is going to come down pit road at some point in time here and try to potentially maybe get a better potential, I don't know, maybe get fresher tires, spend less time out on in a caution situation, or if he's going to stay all out, and it's like he's going to stay out.
Took 4 tires that first caution, but has put 36 laps of green flag racing on him. Lights not yet out on the pace car, it seems. So we'll run you real fast through our top 5 here in the 2003 Chevy Rock and Roll 400 from Richmond Raceway. Philip Snipes, your leader after staying out here, lap 70. Alex Kolonix in the 2nd position, a 2-tire gamble for this 32 machine, as well for Tyler Head. Jose Solis' first car on fresh 4 tires. He's in 4th position currently. Dylan Roberts rounding out your top 5. Hold on. I am just now receiving word that is the Pontiac Excitement 400. I've had my years mixed up here. Hold on. No, I'm actually correct. It is the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. All right. I'm being fed bad information up here. But yes, it is the 2003 Chevy Rock and Roll 400. I thought so because you can see the bands on people's cars right now. You look at Jose Solis, Dylan Roberts, Emily Howe, kind of this 3rd through 6th group, all with bands on the car, which was a staple of this fall Richmond race in the mid-2000s. It really made for a fun time in terms of paint schemes. Got a lot of cool one-offs. Either way, gonna get back rolling in Yes, the Chevy Rock and Roll 400 here from Richmond. Green flag in the air. Big fan out for the lead already. Here comes Tyler Head. Big move trying to make it 3 wide into turn number 1. The field fans out 3, almost 4 wide. Snipes down on the inside trying to hold on. It's Kalnick's feet Tyler Head down the backstretch.
Jose Solis is going to try and make it work on the far outside lane. He sends it in there. He's going to build up momentum. Oh, no, and the 22 almost loses it. Off the corner exit, he's going to lose 1 and 2 positions.
Jose Solis trying to use his outside lane. Gonna apex this corner super late, but has all the momentum. Has to get out of the throttle to be conducive to Tyler Head down the backstretch. And Tyler Head shot out of a cannon on that restart. Can he hold on for 28 more laps is the question. He's got the number 29 of Solis all over that rear bumper now. Solis is in the wall.
And that's going to give the opportunity to Dylan Roberts to be the first car potentially on fresh tires. But Jose Solis is going to come with a massive run off of turn number 2. And he's going to send it on the outside.
We've seen this bite Jose Solis before. He gets behind just a little bit, and one little mistake has taken him out of these races before. He's trying to avoid it here. Down to the inside for the lead. Jose Solis past Tyler Head, who's only on 2 tires down the backstretch. Head gonna get the run. They're still gonna be side by side into turn 3. Still a battle for the lead.
Dylan Roberts gonna put a little bit of pressure on Head as well, and it's gonna take it 3 wide off slanted there a little bit. Dylan Roberts gonna go to the inside. Tyler Head now battling to keep the 2nd position.
And if you're Dylan Roberts, do you now see an opportunity to try to get Solis for the lead? Haven't been able to do it today. He's just been driving away. Tyler Head maybe providing that opportunity here is now Emily Howe to the inside, trying to take P3 away from Tyler Head.
Tyler Head is continuing to fall back. We see that the 2-tower call is continuing to be one of those ones that's going to bite you in the long run, but a caution flag is thrown. Oh, hard hit.
And that is Austin Reedy once again. Spun in turn number 2, made contact with Tyler Murray at the very end. We just caught it. AOL on AOL violence, it seems. We'll get a replay to see what happened to Austin Reedy through turns 1 and 2 here, but maybe some more contact. I think it was Tyler Murray right here. Watch that 30 third eye blind car on the inside. Just makes contact with that number 90. And as I mentioned, some AOL machine on AOL machine violence put us under our 3rd caution of the day.
This is kind of a completely separate incident.
Oh, that's Ali Osman. I didn't even see that he got turned.
That was a hard hit. Say we're under caution. Ali was spinning there and got collected by another car who just was unable to slow down. It was the 9 car there. Kept it going forward though, so no issues. But Ali's going to come down and get some service from pit road. Something I also was kind of keeping my eye on was just see where Philip Snipes kind of rounded out that short run. Fell all the way back to 21st. He's going to come down and I imagine get some fresh tires here. But now has an offset tire strategy and is going to allow Philip to be on fresher tires than everyone else. It's only going to be a couple of laps, but as we've seen here before, a couple of laps can be the difference of a half a second or so. So something we're going to keep our eye on. Philip stayed out from 31st position and is now going to be in 30th with fresher tires than everyone else. That's going to be a massive difference. Once we go green flag racing, we'll see if how much Philip is going to be able to make over the next run. We'll see how long that green flag run hat is going to be, Caleb. But yeah, Philip on fresh tires, only fell back to 21st. Now he's going to look like a cannon out there with everyone else who's on just maybe 4 or 5 lap older tires.
Yeah, and an interesting call here, and we saw Snipes didn't really work out for him there. He is the leader of what is a 5-car group. It is he, Olivia Hayward. She is right behind him. Matt Skipper, looks like, just came in. Austin Reedy and Hayden Repas as well.
Yeah, well, they're going to be very quick here. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but you mentioned just how quickly tire fall off happens, Caleb, and I think that's going to be something that overall is it's just gonna be that's gonna be the most important thing at this race here is who has the best tires, and this puts Phillip in that group in a really good position. Maybe not to win the race, but to improve on where they were running previously.
Interesting call for sure. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely going to have an advantage there in the back, but going to have to make up a lot of spots if they're wanting to come out of here with a good points day. Just not a lot of time left. Mentioned about 20 minutes ago how fast this race was moving on by, and went about halfway in 25 minutes, and we've been a little more caution-filled, only 2 thus far in the latter half of this race, but still 20 laps to go, just about, and only 40 minutes that we've been green flag racing here. So again, race absolutely just flying by at the moment, and shows you how quickly you got to make moves if you run into any problems here tonight. Either way, it has been the Jose Solis show up at the front. Dylan Roberts going to try to attack him here, maybe even Emily Howe. Tyler Head quietly has moved up into this top 5 after a little bit of tire strategy there under that last caution. See how it all plays out. Pace car pulls down on the pit lane. No restart zone because it's 2003. Green flag back in the air. Solis all the way up to that wall, as we have seen. Dylan Roberts looking down to the inside for just a second. Solis going to slam the door on him off turn number 2. Caution flag out again.
All the way back at the start-finish line. Looks like there was an incident with Olivia Howard and Matt Skipper. Those were 2 cars that just got some service done to their vehicle. So we'll try and figure out what happened here, but I would imagine this would be some sort of stack up to happen all the way back here.
And then maybe trying to catch up, and Olivia Hayward, I don't know if she just gets loose up there at the top, but try to get another angle of that. This is on board Ali Osman.
I mean,
what happens here? Oh my lord!
Whoa, jeez!
It's cold trickle hours for the number 5. I don't know if Ali Osman was just trying to make it through that or what, but that's already big damage. And then
oh man,
look at the 5 gets Hayward airborne. My goodness, get on the brakes there.
Yeah, that's I don't know. You know, it's sim race, so we don't have to worry about hurting anyone, but that's just dangerous, and it could end someone's night prematurely when it was just a simple spin out. That might now be a broken rear end that may take him out of the race. So that's unfortunate to see. We don't like to see that.
Olivia Hayward, looks like right now she has just come out of her stall. Right now runs in that 32nd position to narrowly beat this pace car out. I think she will stay on the lead lap here. She has just come off the pit lane right there, so yeah, she'll be good. See, there's that 04 machine.
Is going to claim the caution, though, is Olivia Hayward.
She claims the cause for that. But that is our 4th caution of the day in a nutshell. Again, we're running through the top 5 really fast before we get a restart here, and I don't know. What have you seen thus far, Josh? That do you think Dylan Roberts might pose a chance to get around Solis here?
I think if Dylan Roberts wants to win this race, he wants to have a hope of winning this race, he's got to find a way around Jose and force Jose to run a lane that he doesn't want to run. Because once he can do that, that's going to maybe potentially force an error out of Jose. But if he can't do that, it's going to be very difficult to be the car to win the race. I guess, to put it simply, Caleb, he's got to pass the leader to win the race before he's going to win the race. Does that make sense? Is it simple?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get an opportunity to see it here, but I think you're right. If Dylan Roberts maybe can try to play that outside lane a little better, try to just take that lane away from Solis, especially off the corners where we've seen that momentum. Think he's going to have a good shot. Emily Howe, she's really had a quiet night as well. That number 15 machine in third. Hasn't necessarily posed any threat for the lead thus far, but she is definitely in contention for this thing here at the end of it. Took 4 tires that last time by on equal footing as Roberts and Solis, and he might be hoping to break through here for a win. Would be just her second of the year, as she won back in June at Daytona in the Pepsi 400. That was a fun win. Either way, going to see here 2 cars lining up down on the inside. It's Brennan McGee and then Matt Skipper, who was just involved last caution. And we'll see how it all shakes out here. Solis, Roberts, Howe, Head, and Parker Alexander, your top 5, as we'll be racing once again in the Rock and Roll 400 from Richmond. Here comes Dylan Roberts trying to make it 3 wide with the lap car for the lead. Solis using that late apex. Dylan Roberts, though, holding strong thus far. McGee trying to hold on and get his lap back right now, but right in the middle of this battle for the lead.
Oh, man. That time by, Dylan Roberts was the leader, but he wasn't clear of the 29. And 29 is going to try and make a large apex. Is he going to be able to close him off? Roberts not able to get in front of the 29. That's going to give the 29 a massive run into turn number 3.
Great momentum there for Solis. This is going to open the door for Emily Howe as well. They're still side by side at the stripe. Jose Solis leads that lap. Dylan Roberts trying to trade it back and forth. That number 8 car goes all the way down to the inside lane, trying to clear Solis, but not going to be able to do it. Big run for the number 29 going into turn number 3 here at Richmond. Big send from Dylan Roberts as well. They're still side by side coming to the stripe this time by. Give it to Jose Solis.
That last time through 3 and 4, Solis had to run the middle lane. That was not the preferred lane, and that lost a little bit of ground to the 8 car because he thought he might be able to clear in front of the 8, and we're still side by side exiting turn number 2. We'll see if the 29 is going to be able to get the lead. He's not. They're still side by side off the 4.
Parker Alexander tagged the wall just a little bit off turn 2, gives up the 5th position to Gabriel Maruccio, but that's not where our focus is right now. It's still Dylan Roberts, who for the first time today is really making a charge for the lead. Almost had a chance to clear Solis there, just couldn't get it. Still side by side with under 10 laps to go at Richmond. Will it be Solis? Will it be Roberts? Maybe even Emily Howe can make some noise up here for the win.
With all the side-by-side racing, the 15 car is getting bigger and bigger in their rear view mirrors. They got to sort it out if they don't want to potentially have a 3rd car participating in this lead battle.
Side by side still. Emily Howe, she's starting to make up time as well. Solis holding strong on the outside. Dylan Roberts trying to take advantage here in the inside lane with 6 laps to go from Richmond. Solis been getting all this momentum off the corners, and that's really where he's been beating the 8 car. Roberts holding strong now on the inside there as they go into turn number 3. Here comes Emily Howe. She is right in the thick of this battle as well. Do not count her out. 5 laps to go at Richmond.
Last time by, the margin of leader was 12 1/1000ths of a second. It is close battling. We'll see who is going to be the leader here in just a few laps. But right now, we have no idea who it's going to be. Could it be the 15, the 29, or the 8? They're all racing for this lead position. 4 laps to go.
Howe's going to be in a good place if she can continue to use this outside lane and get all that momentum that Jose Solis is leaving up there for her. This time off turn number 2, Dylan Roberts was almost clear Solis, but he is just going to hold strong. He just will not go away in that number 29, and Dylan Roberts trying oh so hard to get clear. He's going to have a chance here off turn number 4. Solis, a little bit of momentum, but it looks like Dylan Roberts might have it here going into turn number 1.
Dylan Roberts is going to be able to clear here, but Solis is going to come with a massive run. Is he going to be able to do the crossover into turn number 3? Is not able to get there, but maybe, just barely. Dylan Roberts over speeds on entry. He's going to slide up just a little bit. That gives that inside lane to Jose.
2 laps to go in the Chevy Rock and Roll 400 at Richmond Raceway. Jose Solis trying everything he can. He's dominated so much of this race today, and now he has to go chase down Dylan Roberts through turns 3 and 4 for what will be the penultimate time at Richmond. Does Solis have anything for Roberts?
White flag in the air. Roberts ahead by just a car length, but into the outside wall is Roberts. And it's going to give an opportunity to Jose to get to the inside.
Solis with a big send into turn number 1. I think he's in it a little too hard. He's going to get spun by Emily Howe down the backstretch. Dylan Roberts through turns 3 and 4 is somehow going to survive a late race restart and will win the 2003 Chevy Rock and Roll 400. Emily Howe second.
Jose
Gabriel Mauricio
12th.
third. My goodness, as you mentioned there, Solis outside of the top 10 after a dominant performance here at Richmond.
And that's got to leave Jose with a bad taste in his mouth. Not only did you dominate the race, you got wrecked on the last lap, and you gave up potentially a way to close in that points battle, and now you're once again, that points battle is going to expand a little bit more.
And quietly, Tyler Head comes out of here with a 5th place run, which is fantastic to not only hold his points lead, but might even be a buffer to Jose Solis. You see Dylan Roberts burning it down here at Richmond. We're going to speak with him in a moment, but first we'll get our finishing results after a chaotic race here at Richmond Raceway. Dylan Roberts comes out of here with a win. Emily Howe comes out of here with a 2nd place after she uses that high lane to get back to Jose Solis. Gabriel Mauricio in the 3rd position, that number 40 machine. A good run for him after some risky pit strategy early on. Parker Alexander survives for a 4th place finish, and the aforementioned Tyler Head comes out of here with a 5th place run tonight. John Peleg quietly finishes 6th here tonight. Chris Champeau in 7th after we saw him involved in some chaos a little earlier. Christian Budd 8th in that number 17 machine. Nicholas Doucette 9th. Steve Gauthier in your top 10 will round us out.
Yeah, and we got, it looks like the 32 is, we saw him having issues all day long, was able to salvage a P11, and the driver that was, without a shadow of a doubt, the most dominant driver gets 12th position in Jose Solis. Directly behind Jonathan Hernandez, Christina Ryan, and it's Jacob Bradley, Brady Wildman, Evan Locke, Craig Lautenslager is able to salvage an 18th place finish after having that spin early on. Kyle Benson and Ryan Doucette. Not really a notable race for him. Rounds out our top 20.
And we'll just run through these here. Philip Snipes, Brandon Cruz, Monsa Weiss, Lilac Zier, Austin Reedy, Ali Osman. We got Tyler Murray, Jeffrey McClintock, Alex Bates. That's the number 31, Ken Huff, and then Olivia Hayward rounds out your top 30. Then your final 6 cars tonight will be Hayden Repis. He was the last car on the lead lap. Brendan McGee 1 lap down. Matt Skipper in the number 43. TJ Crampton, Thomas Lewandowski we saw disconnected, you see there. And then Andrew Perkins 41 laps down. Rounds out your field for the 2003 Chevy Rock and Roll 400. With that, I'm going to take a moment to talk to our race winner, and that's that number 8 machine in Dylan Roberts. And Dylan, you know, for most of that race, you were just trying to chase down Jose Solis, and then some fireworks in that last little restart there. Talk us through what happened for your number 8 machine here tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a ton of fun. It's been quite a while since I've been able to get up here and win one of these. I mean, at least a race here at Richmond. That was insane. I'm still trying to catch my breath. I mean, we were all fighting. I was on the outside of Brendan there through the middle, and it felt like we couldn't get clear of him, so we were 3 wide for laps and laps. We finally got him, and then I still got Jose there, and we're just battling back and forth the whole time. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and we saw for a lot of tonight that you know, kind of top lane, if you got a late apex, the momentum on the straightaways was just so strong. Were you just kind of committed to the bottom, or what was your, you know, plan to try to counteract what we saw Jose so strong doing here tonight?
Yeah, he definitely had that lane figured out. I couldn't quite get the pace that he was getting out of it. I kind of messed around with it a little bit during the race, but not I couldn't commit to it. I didn't do any practice up there. I didn't feel comfortable to really send it in like he was. So I was just kind of losing time when I went up there. I knew I could run the bottom, and I hoped that if I could run my line and not make any mistakes, I'd be better on the tire wear, get him long run. I was kind of mixed on that, but that last short run there kind of didn't matter. We were able to just kind of fight it out for track position.
And then we'll take an overarching look at everything here. And last time you went to Victory Lane here in the WINSTEL Gen 4 Challenge, round 15 back at Pocono, July 23rd of this year. Only 5 races ago, but still, it's been a little bit just in terms of a time frame. How good does it feel not only to get back in Victory Lane, but especially coming right off this summer break?
Oh, it's awesome to, come out of the gates firing. I mean, in this condition, we're set up to kind of break the cycle. It's been one of those things where I'll have some good runs, then a series of bad runs, get caught up in some incidents, and then it turns around again. And it's feeling like, at least since Pocono, we've been on the right track. So hopefully we can keep the good momentum up.
That's Dylan Roberts, and a great way to keep the momentum up here. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us, and congratulations on your win here tonight.
Thank you so much.
Race winner and heard from Dylan Roberts. Now we will go to Joshua Mendoza, who is with Emily Howe, second place finisher here at Richmond.
Emily Howe was able to get a second place finish after a pretty solid day effort, just kind of slowly working her way forward, and not without a little bit of controversy on that last lap. Emily, what happened there?
Yeah, I thought Jose was going to leave me a lane there. It kind of looked like it from inside the car there was a lane. Then he kind of came up, and I feel bad for him. I got out of the gas as much as I could. I was fully out of it by the time I got to the exit. But with these cars, you hit with just the smallest amount of the car, and it just lifts the rear end off the ground. There's nothing the guy can do. So it's one of them racing deals, I guess.
Yeah, a solid points finish here, though, for you. You get a second place finish. What does that kind of leave you feeling? Does it feel like a good place, good momentum going towards the next race?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're kind of like outside the top 10. So really, championship-wise, it's kind of race over for the year. But be good to get a top 10 on the year, on the season, and carry good points and momentum into next year. Be solidly in the top 35 at the start of next season.
Absolutely. There. Do you gonna have a chat with Jose and kind of explain what happened there? Or you think just let it sit for a while and figure out just exactly let that kind of situation cool itself down? Or are you gonna be proactive on that situation?
No, I'll talk to Jose. I was going to talk to him before I got had to come down here to interview. But once we get back out and back up to the main channel, I'll talk to him about it and show him that I, wasn't trying to turn him. And I'm sure he won't be happy about it. But what can he do about it?
Well, there you go. That is the number 15, Emily, coming in second place after a strong run to finish out this race at Richmond.
And now we're going to take the opportunity to speak with our third place finisher here tonight, and Gabriel Maruscio. Real fast before we dissect that final run of the finish, Gabriel, just want to talk real fast about that pit strategy early on. You took only the 2 tires and kind of faded back a little early there, just, courtesy of being on those older tires. I mean, what were your thoughts at that point at the end of that run? Were you just trying to kind of survive towards the end of that? Or did you think maybe you would get another caution to even out your chances?
Nah, man, it was tough. The moment I saw that it was 98 on the left side, on both tires on the left side, I just decided to try to take 2 tires and lead a lap under caution, get some bonus points, and maybe see if the tires will be equal. If some people would try the same strategy, but I'm kind of glad I did it right away, because it was not the car. It was a lot looser than I expected with 2 tires. Just 2% difference definitely made the difference on how the car drove, and just holding people off on the top with 2 tires was just not easy at all. And kind of got lucky when the caution happened. Nobody ran me over. Everybody raced clean today, and the lines were a little strange. We were running a lot higher than I expected at Richmond. But when the caution happened, I didn't lose that many spots. Obviously, it was disappointing because I didn't keep the track position that I qualified with. But at least at that point, I knew that 2 tires was not the call, and the people that took 2 tires on the final pit stop definitely suffered from it. And I was able to kind of get my positions back right at the end. I was not expecting it. It was really hard to pass. I got bumped from behind by Alex because I checked up too hard right in front of him. I barely saved it. We were 3 multiple times, so it was definitely my favorite race of the year. But Richmond last year was kind of disappointing. We had too many cautions and didn't get to race that much. I got taken out, and this one was completely different. The car was a lot harder to drive, and we race a lot cleaner. I think we had a great race. We had a awesome paint schemes just like the real life race. And congrats to Dylan and Jose that ran up front and the top most of the race and just had a wreck right there at the end. I barely missed it. I'm just glad I went low. If I stayed on the outside, it would have been the field wrecking. So I'll take third place with no complaints.
And then looking ahead for you, you have anything circled coming up? Now after the summer break here, we got Richmond here tonight, obviously, but then we got Dover, Talladega, Kansas, Phoenix, and then rounding out the season at Homestead. Any tracks really that you feel suit your skill set a little better than any others?
I mean, Richmond is one of my favorite tracks, but it's also a tough track, and we got great drivers, so I knew the competition would be hard. But for the following ones, I don't know. I just really want to get a win, but just getting a good position on a field that's so hard to race, I'll gladly take it.
Yeah, and now was 7th coming into tonight, and we'll walk out of here 6th in the points. Gabriel Mauricio, thanks for taking the time to speak with us. Congratulations on a podium finish here tonight.
Appreciate it.
That is your 3rd place finisher. And Josh, just closing thoughts from you here. That was an action-packed race here, round 19 for the WINSTEL Gen 4 Challenge. Anything that kind of took you by surprise, or just in general closing thoughts here?
Yeah, I would say what took me by surprise is that we didn't talk to Jose Solis in victory lane today. I think that right there is a surprising thing. It dominated the whole race, but it truly proves that no matter what happens, the race is not won until you have crossed the line with the checker flag flying first. It can happen at any point in time. You can lose a little bit of pace. He was set up to get a 2nd place finish. Unfortunately, a small slide caught up an incident with Emily Howe and led to a position where he's now 12th place and losing points instead of gaining ground. Caleb.
Absolutely. Did real fast. Just want to highlight few upcoming events on our schedule here. This Thursday night will be the Road to Pro qualifying iRacing series, round 6 of 7 for the trucks as they take on Bristol Dirt. Will be James Pike and myself in the booth there. Then next Sunday will be FTF Cup Series racing from Bristol, as well as WINSTEL, obviously back from Dover. And that is both of those events next Sunday, September 17th. Will be tons of fun then. But either way, thank you to everybody for spending your Sunday nights with us here on FTF.GG. And congratulations to Dylan Roberts on an incredible win as he holds off Jose Solis and Emily Howe to pick up his 2nd win on the WINSTEL season. That will do it for us here. For myself, Caleb Hoffman, Joshua Mendoza alongside me, and Zach Johnson up in the production trailer. We'll see you on Thursday for the eNASCAR qualifying iRacing series from Bristol.